Hello, welcome to another video. We are going to do our yearly Q&A. So I asked over on my community posts and other social medias for your questions. So I've got a few down here that we're going to go through today. So someone asked, what is my dream horse if money wasn't an issue? I would love a Shire horse. My ultimate goal would be for a Shire horse and to ride that. What they can do competition wise, I don't know, but I've always loved the Shire breed. But it's not feasible for us. We haven't got the grazing for a Shire horse. The stables aren't big enough or anything. So my next dream horse would be a grey Welsh Section D. I absolutely love them. I love the odd colours. They're so rare. You do get grey Section Ds, but as I say, they are so rare. You cannot be too picky with their looks because there is so few that are bred every year. But yes, I would love a grey Welsh Section D. What is your dream horse if money wasn't an issue?
Probably Willow, but a stallion. Like Willow's colour, but
you want Willow's colour but as a stallion. I'd love to have got Willow as a stallion, wouldn't we? Clearly, if you don't know about Willow and his behaviour issues, go and check out this video up here, The Truth About Willow. He was bolshy and rude, so he was gelded before we got him, and I assume it was his behaviour that made him, someone geld him, but we don't think he was gelded correctly. But Willow, we would absolutely love Willow as a stallion, wouldn't we? So next one, am I looking for a new horse? Of course. There was another question as well. Someone's new to the channel. How many horses do I have and what are my plans? So welcome to the channel. I currently have 3 Welsh Section D horses. We had 4. Sadly, we lost Champ to colic in October. So he was my next horse, up and coming horse. So am I looking for a new horse? So close to losing Champ, I'm not looking for a horse for myself just this second. But we are looking for a new horse for Lewis, because if you haven't watched back on our channel, him and Gambler have done everything they can in hand, and now he needs to find a new horse to do more in hand stuff with, whilst he takes Gambler up the levels ridden. So we're looking for a new horse for Lewis, but we're not looking for a new horse for me just at the moment. I just think it's too early to losing Champ. And then someone asked as well, would I look for another Buckskin horse like Champ? I will never say no, because I love the Buckskin. I love the odd collars. I love standing out. But I'm worried that I would always compare another Buckskin horse to Champ, and it wouldn't be fair on the new horse. So I wouldn't go out looking for a Buckskin as my next horse, but if it came to be, it came to be. So then someone put, will I use AI or natural covering with Donut? He is a stallion. I plan to get him licensed. I've said all year long I'll get him licensed. I will be getting him licensed. He must be licensed now before he goes out to any big shows. So that is a thing that I will definitely be doing come spring. Will I use AI or natural covering with him? I don't actually plan to breed him anytime soon. I usually, anyway, we do natural covering. That's the way we do it. That's the way I prefer it. But I don't plan to cover him soon. If we got Lewis a mare, then of course we will plan to cover that with Donut when he does his GCSEs, but it's still a few years away. Because I do the Horse of the Year show, Royal International and Olympia qualifiers, Royal London, someone went through all the results of the horses that had qualified for Royal International Hoys and Royal London this year. Done a thing on Facebook, and there is a higher chance of a gelding or a stallion qualifying for these shows than there is a mare. I think that is really wrong. It shouldn't be like that, but that's why I'm keeping Donut as a stallion. I've had horses for a long time. I learnt to ride on a stallion, so me having a stallion is nothing new. My partner Steve's had horses all his life. He was brought up with stallions. Stallions are nothing new to us, but that's the main reason we're keeping Donut as a stallion, is for the ridden shows, not to breed. I do not plan to put him out for stud and use him on any other mares other than anything of my own. At the moment, I currently don't own any mares, so but yes, so if we do breed from him in time, it will be natural covering, not AI. So then someone else asked, do Welshes get feather mites? Yes, they do. Gambler actually has feather mites in his back legs, and they're the hardest thing ever to try and get rid of. So we are working hard this winter to get rid of them. They're definitely a lot better than they were, aren't they? But if I can't get on top of them this winter, I will get hold of the vets to do the mite injection and see if we can get rid of them that way. Someone else asked, as a one horse owner, when should you start thinking of getting a younger horse to bring on? Theirs is 15 and they're thinking about buying a youngster. I'm not the person to ask that. If we look at my horses, Willow's 11, Gambler's 9, Champ, we lost him, but he was 7. So looking at that, every 2 years, when the baby is 2 years old, I buy another horse. So as a 6-month-old foal, so as that's growing up, as I'm breaking one horse in, the baby is growing up, ready to be broken. I do like to buy them quite close together. We only didn't buy any after Champ because of COVID. We left it a while. He was 5 when we bought Donut. So Donut is now coming 3 years old, and we are looking to buy another horse. We do this because we have our own yard. It does not cost me any more to have another horse at my yard. I pay a fee for the yard as a whole. If I was on livery, definitely I couldn't do it like this. So if you're on livery and asking this question, I would think, as yours is now 15 years old and you're looking to get another one, going to be a lifelong horse, I would be looking soon. So of course I assume you might be getting something that's broken to ride or green, very young. As you're starting the basics with that one and building up the work you're doing with the youngster, as your older one is getting older, you can reduce the work that they're doing them. Slowly retire them, of course, not ride them completely all in one go. So I think it'd be a very nice time now to do it, so you can still work on each of them to the levels that they need. And as one needs to drop off, you can progress more with the other one. So someone else, how to train young horses. Do you know how to train young horses?
Yeah. Lots of groundwork and...
Lots of groundwork. Training young horses is all about time. Time and patience. Never miss a bit. Go through everything slowly, in an order, and never move on to the next level until they're completely happy with doing what you were teaching them beforehand. We will, of course, Donut is coming 3. He'll be 3 next year, so his level of training will then progress. But already as a 2-year-old, I can put a saddle pad on him with no issues. I can stand on the mountain block above him with no issues. We've bounced next to him. Starting to lunge now. He walks and trots over trotting poles. He's had a bit in his mouth. He can be led by the bit. So it's just getting used to the little bits like that. So it's not all happening all at once. As soon as you go to break them, you put a saddle on, you're on the mountain block, you're above his head. None of that. I also do have a dummy that is filled up with either sand or cloves, and the dummy will get on him first, just for the weight, the leg length and everything. We do everything safely as we can and as nicely as we can for him. So yeah, there'll be more videos on how to train a young horse coming sort of next year with Donut. So then someone asked, can I talk about worming, the different wormers available and what to worm for different times of the year? This is a whole separate video on itself, something I can definitely do. But just as something small to answer that, speak to your vet. Ask your vet what is the best wormer to use at the certain time of year. And I feel it all changes completely to what your yard you're at, what you do with your horses, because you don't want to worm a horse. They can be wormed 4 times a year. You don't want to worm them so regularly that they become immune to the wormers. And if you've just got retired horses at home, you don't need to worm as often as you do if you're out competing. You can do the worm tests. What's it called? You can do the worm counts, but what people don't realise, if you go onto the worm count website, you send off a sample of poo and it will come back to whether you need to do a wormer or not. What people don't realise, if you actually go onto the website, it used to be twice a year, but you actually have to worm your horses. They now say once a year with a wormer anyway. But not a lot of people know that and are putting their horses in danger. So yes, if you worm count, you still must use a normal wormer once a year. Someone also put, when will I break Donut to ride? All depends on him. At the moment, I feel he looks like a very weedy coming 3-year-old. He is nowhere near physically mature enough to break to ride. Might be mentally, but he's not physically. So I do like to do it where at least by the summer holidays I've been on his back and walked away, even if it's just taking him for a quick hack at walk only for 5 minutes. I do like to try and do that by summertime at the latest, give him a few weeks off, and then come winter time bring him in a bit more and do a little bit more with them. But it is all completely down to him and how he looks and how I think he'd take to it. So someone else put, how do I deal with the negativity? That's all you put. So I don't know whether you mean negativity on having a YouTube channel or the negativity of showing horses. So the negativity towards the YouTube channel, I don't really get any. I don't really get any horrible comments. Of course, people in my friend circle, they're not friends, of course, are they? Probably all have something to say to it, but they won't say it to me anyway. But whatever job you do in life, someone's going to say something bad about it. So we just do this for fun, but I've not had no negativity, have we, on the YouTube channel? And how do I deal with negativity in the show ring? There's always someone that thinks they're better than you. We've had it before, haven't we, where we've been in the ring and people that don't like us much are stood outside the ring trying to intimidate us, haven't we? But that upsets you a little bit, doesn't it? Makes you question it, but you just remember that you know what you're doing, don't you? So you just get on with it. I'm completely different. I'm so weird. I love it when they stood outside the ring watching me, because I'm confident in enough that I know what I'm doing. I should be working at that level. I am doing what is needed to do. Something in me makes me think, right, they're watching, hands up, legs on, do this right. And I've got some cracking photos, haven't I? I've got one, if I can find it, I'll put it here, of Willow at Heart Show doing the gallop. The photographer took the photo. What he didn't realise is right behind in the picture is someone that doesn't like me, with a face like thunder, because I'd won the class. And I don't know, I've got a weird mentality about it. If they're watching me, I go all out and do everything I can to be the best that I can in that ring that day. But yeah, a YouTube channel, I don't get much negativity. Someone did comment once on my horse riding novice class for beginners or something. Someone commented that it was the wrong horse to use for that class. Well, I used Champ. He was a novice horse beginning his ridden show, so I thought I used the best horse to show that video, but they weren't happy with that. But so then we move on to cost of the horses each year. That will be a separate video on itself, won't it? Because I have no idea. I have to work that one out. Do I have any sponsors or work for any brands? No, I don't. This is purely because I am an amateur rider. I do everything by myself. My horses aren't trained by anyone else, and I'm all completely home produced as well. My horses have not been sent away within the years needed for producers to produce my horses. So I can compete at amateur and home produced classes as well as the opens. If I have a sponsor or work for any brands, I cannot compete at amateur and home produced anymore. So I have to do what is best for myself. Even if someone come to me and said, here, I give you a supplement each month for your horse. It's not much of a value, you know, but it is seen as a financial gain, and I cannot be classed as an amateur. The rules I think need changing a little bit, because how can being given a supplement make you non-amateur anymore just by someone giving you the value of approximately £30 a month? Is not going to make you a better rider. So I think the rules need looking into more about that. But no, I don't have any sponsors or work for any brands, because if I did so, I would lose the amateur and the home produced status. So it would have to be an exceptional brand that comes to me to... I can still do the opens. I'm okay with going into the opens. It is Lewis. That I don't think he should lose the home produced or their amateur status for someone sending me a product or us a product. So no, I don't do either of them at the moment. But of course, every brand or sponsor that did come to us, if anyone come forward to us, we will think long and hard, wouldn't we, whether it was beneficial for us to lose their home produced or amateur status for their product. So it's something definitely we might look into at the future, but at the moment, no, we don't. We're not sponsored. So our plans for the horses in 2024. What's your plans?
Well, Gambler hopefully does some ridden shows.
Yeah.
And then you'll do some in-hand shows with Donut, and if he behaves then I'll do some as well. And then hopefully we'll have my mare then. And then I'll do some with her as well.
So, yeah, that is the plan. That Gambler, although Gambler can do some in-hand shows, the county shows, you can try search for a star again. Your Horse
Welsh
Live
shows.
this year. We can do the Welsh shows. They can do them in hand. He now has to go on to be a ridden horse because they've won too many. Because they went to Your Horse Live last year, it stopped a hell of a lot of the shows that they can do. So he's now going to turn into a ridden horse. And we hope to, I am looking, but we hope to have you a new horse very soon, don't we? To do the in-hand stuff with. But then, because Donut is a stallion, you must be 14 years old to handle a stallion in the show ring. Lewis is 14 come January, so then he can take on Donut for a little bit. I'll take him out to a few shows, make sure he's settled, and then Lewis, if he feels comfortable, can take Donut to a few shows. My plans with Willow, I plan really to knuckle down this year and try and get qualified for Royal International. That is my dream. I've always said I wanted to do Royal International, Hoys and Royal London. That's too big a thing. I need to focus just on one at the moment, and I think Royal International is the next thing we're going to focus on. Really crack down on trying to qualify for that one. But yeah, that's the end of this video. If you like what you see, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you again soon for the next one. Bye.